character, and we're looking for specific examples today of good character, and we happen to have many students who show that. In addition to finding examples of good behavior, today is also about questions and answers. I have all kinds of questions to ask today. But the students, not only will they provide the answers, but they show the answers each day at Watkinsmill. Looking at the traits of caring, respect, and responsibility today, let's start out with a little character counts quiz. Here we go. Here's some questions for you. When you're at home, do you finish your homework every day and turn it into a teacher? Do you finish your homework on time? At school, is your desk or your work area clean before you go home? Do you pick up the games and supplies when you're done with them? Do you bring back your library books on time? Some of you are kind of hiding a little bit. That's okay. Here's an important one. Instead of saying, you can't play with us, do you let other students play with you and your friends? Let's go back home for a second. Do you complete your homework and chores before playing? Do you clean up after yourself without your parents having to tell you?
Yeah.
I'm seeing different responses here than those back there. Here's an important one. Instead of grunting or saying what or huh, do you answer your parents with yes mom or yes dad? Why that is that? Well, put it this way. If you answered yes to any of those questions, you're showing some of the character traits of caring, respect, and responsibility. Now, if you answered honestly yes to all of those questions, you have the character trait of being a caring, respectful, and responsible person. And chances are, your teachers have noticed how caring, respectful, and responsible you are, and chances are, you're very likely to be earning an award today. Responsibility. That's a big one. I wonder what the opposite of responsibility is. Well, let's see here. Chances are somebody in your class, of course not you, but you probably know somebody in your class who has a messy desk. Now think about it. That student with that desk, of course it's not you, your desk is always perfect. What do they do when a teacher asks them to pull out an assignment? I've been having this problem with a couple of my little ones lately recently, so. Here's what I see that they do. They kind of just look at their desk, they look at it, and they go, I lost it. And they ask for a new one. Really? You lost it? Did you even try to look for it? I think that's the opposite of responsible. And there's actually a word that can describe that behavior. And here's another thing. I've seen this happen quite a bit, and I'm guilty of doing this when I was a kid, but I'm not guilty anymore because I learned from my mistakes. If I was sitting there doing some work, minding my business, and I turn around and do something, and I lose my pencil or I lose my paper, guess what most students say? They don't say, I lost it. Sometimes they say, somebody took my pencil. Somebody took paper. Really? Did they actually take it? We're going to put an end to that today. Let me ask you this. When you all come to school today, raise your hand if you say to yourself, I'm going to take somebody's pencil and paper today. Raise your hand if you think you're going to do that today. Well, there you have it. No one is out to take your things. No one wants to take your stuff. Now, they may not like it when your pile of stuff is going over to their desk and falling onto the floor underneath you, but who would like that? I think I heard the word that describes that. It is a little bit lazy. Responsibility and being responsible, it does take work. However, once you're getting good at that habit, being responsible can be quite easy. But the key here is blame. My students blame each other all the time for losing their papers and losing their homework. Oh, I didn't do my homework because, I'm done. Happy New Year. I'm not listening to it anymore. It's always somebody else when we do something wrong. You lost something. When we see the responsible award winners today, chances are if they lose something, they're probably going to go, I had a pencil, I don't know where it went, let me look for it. They're not going to go up and say, Mr. Wilson, somebody took my homework. We just proved no one wants to take your homework. Okay. I learned this lesson the hard way back in the Marines. It's hard to be responsible all the time, and even if our desk is clean, and even if we do lose things, mistakes happen. Even the most responsible kids and adults in the school, accidents happen, we all lose things. It happens. I learned mine the hard way. When I was in the Marines, we spent a lot of time being responsible for our stuff. We had these giant foot lockers. They were like this big, with our stuff inside. We would spend hours organizing our clothes, folding them perfectly, putting them inside that foot locker, folding up our socks perfectly to make a little smile out of the little opening. All kinds of, we'd polish our brass, the metal stuff till it was nice and shiny. It takes hours to do that. And we will put it in this foot locker to be perfectly organized. That way we can find things really fast. I always compare the Marines to the game of perfection. You know that little game where you set the timer and you go and you put all those pieces in place before the timer runs out and it pops? Well, the Marines kind of like that. Okay? When those big nasty drill instructors tell you, all right, you're going to go in there and you're going to get out your belt, you have about 5 seconds, which means really like 3 seconds. Get in there really fast, get it out. If you were responsible and organized, like me, and I was pretty responsible, I was good at the game of perfection, I could get my things really quick. I could go in there, get my items really quick in the fashionable line, ready to go for an inspection. But with all that responsibility, mistakes happen. The area that we're in when I was in the Marines is this big giant room called the squad bay, and they have these bunk beds down each side. And our foot lockers, if this was my bunk bed, my foot locker was right here. And we do all kinds of exercises with those foot lockers and everything, in addition to keeping them nice and clean. But while we're being responsible, the drill instructors will walk around. And the rule is, if you are near your foot locker, or if you're away from it, you're expected to keep your foot locker locked up. You have a little combination lock, it's supposed to be on it. Drill instructors, they like to have yard sales. When they're walking along and they see that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, they'll keep walking by. But if they're walking along and see that you're not there and they see your foot locker and they see that it is unlocked, well, the drill instructor starts to have a yard sale. They take the foot locker, take the lock off and says, "Who didn't lock my foot locker?" Because it's always their foot locker, it's always theirs. Then they take the foot locker, dump it out into the squad bay, and kick that stuff all over the place that that person spent hours being responsible for. Their stuff was everywhere. Well, I was pretty good. Kept my footlocker nice and organized, and I was very responsible. But one night, it was later, I was going to go to take a shower, clean up, went and took a shower and came back, and I noticed that there was a yard sale in the squad bay. And I'm thinking, oh man, somebody's got to go in and pick up all that stuff. So I'm walking back to my footlocker, and I open it up, and it was empty. Yeah, that yard sale was me and my stuff, because I did not lock my footlocker. I was a responsible person, but I made a mistake, and my mistake was all over the squad bay. Now, did I go around and say, somebody didn't lock my footlocker? Did I blame somebody else? Absolutely not. But that's what happens a lot in our classrooms. If something's not going your way or you don't do your work, you're so quick, some of you are very quick to blame somebody else when you should be looking at you. And that's what these students do today. They don't blame anybody else. They take responsibility for their actions. They don't wait for mom and dad to say, can you please, for the 5th time, clean up your room? Okay? Wait until that time where you lose something valuable and you can't find it. Not to blame mom and dad, it's you. Maybe they'll put it out for a yard sale. One more lesson I learned from that is, I can't say never. Kids come up and say, Mr. Wilson, I'll never do it again. I like to put that when I can't. I like to say that I never forgot to unlock my footlocker again. But accidents happen. When I do lock stuff up, I always try to think back, I'm going to lock this, I don't want to lose stuff. But it happens. Maybe sometimes I forgot to lock my house. Maybe I forgot to lock my classroom. Maybe I forgot to lock my car. I can't say never, because that's going to be impossible. What I can say is, you know what, I will try to remember, and I will try to be more responsible. That's what these kids do today. They're very responsible, they're very caring, and they're very respectful. They show this at all times, and for that I say, there are 2 more questions I want you to ask yourself today, and these deal with behavior. These are very important questions, and I want you to ask yourself this. Are most of the people you know glad you're here? And are you glad that you're here yourself? If you can honestly answer yes to both of these questions most of the time, then you've learned what it means to behave, and you show good character. If the people are happy that you're here, it's because of your behavior. So remember, responsible, caring, and respectful people, they're responsible all the time, and not just when they're asked to be responsible. They make mistakes because they're human. The students receiving awards today prove this. And for us teachers, these kids receiving the awards are called our go-to kids. We're glad they're here. We're very glad. We know that during the good times and the hard times, these go-to kids, we can count on them. And we can count on them for setting an example for great character. For those students who are being called up today on the stage, I speak for everyone in this room by saying thank you. And with that, we will start with our first trait today, that is the trait of respect. We'll turn it over to 4th grade.
It is important to respect the elderly people, students, teachers, parents, and most of all the wonderful teachers we have, because they are older than us and they have more experience than us.
Respect the freedom that you have, such as religion. You can practice any religion that you want. You can say your opinion without being afraid. So learning you can go to school and get a good education.
Respect putting pressure on yourself, and respect yourself by giving a good education to help others. Respect the differences in people. Respect the differences in people because they have differences in each other. E is for respect the environment. Respect your materials so you can respect your materials so you can always have it and never lose it. Respect. You should respect your tools because if you break your tools, you might not be able to.
Okay, the students in Ms. Sissel's class are seeking the award for respect. Devon Courtney and Andrea Palma Escobar.
The award for respect in this weekend goes to Jason Eichel and Emma Whitmore.
Goes to Matthew Frank and Tyson Allen.
And the student class, the award goes to Catherine Martinez and Alberto Alvarez. And in Ms. Williams' class, the award for respect goes to Dofra Atara and Kylie Liu.
Fourth grade?
The award for respect in Ms. Rickles' class goes to Dom Stanback and Marcia Butler.
Skull, salute! Respect your parents! All right, man. And the following students have no one to blame but themselves for earning these awards. Their hard work, their examples, they deserve it. To earn these awards for responsibility, we'll start with fifth grade.
Giving the award for responsibility in Ms. Sissel's class, Claudia G. and Richard Eckerly Barbosa.
Mr. James Todd, the award goes to Israel Sappho and Alexis Carter.
The award goes to Winnie Powell.
For the CCS class, Gayatri Sahadigan and Dean Jackson. And in Ms. Williams' class, the award goes to Dear Kyle and Farah Ramkwani.
All right, we'll do a practice one here. It'll be responsibility award winners. School, salute! Responsibility award winners. Teachers and students, today we learned the answers to many important questions. We learned the answers to what it's like to be responsible, respectful, and caring because we saw them in front of us. These are students who each day can answer truthfully yes to these questions. Are most of the people that I know glad that I'm here? And are they glad that they're here themselves? On behalf of the teachers, for each of these students earning these awards, we're very glad that you're here. And we're very glad that the rest of you are here as well. We have learned that we all make mistakes. Whether you're leaving your foot locker unlocked or you misplaced your homework, we all make these mistakes, but we can learn from them. To the students, remember that character counts all the time. Not just when you feel like it, or when your parents or teachers are just watching you. When no one's watching, think to yourself. So teachers, thank you for coming out today. Parents, thank you for showing up today. We greatly appreciate your support. At the end of today's assembly, the students who earned awards for character counts will stay behind.